All right, so when I was trying to get my first data job, I sent out over 100 applications, got maybe a few interviews, and ended up with 0 job offers. But what those numbers don't show is that everything changed after I started doing 2 things. First, I rebuilt my resume using a template made specifically for data jobs, and second, I focused on my results instead of just listing skills. So in this video, I'll hold your hand while creating a data analyst resume live using the exact formula that helped me get multiple job offers. Offers that increased my pay by over $20K at a time. You'll also notice that my background is a little bit bare, getting ready to move states in a few weeks. So my room is mostly in boxes and I've sold a lot of my furniture as we're preparing for the big move. So my backgrounds might look a little different for the next few videos, but let's dive into this resume template. So this is a template that I designed. I did not grab this from anywhere. I made this from scratch using a Google Doc. And if you want this resume template for yourself, just check the link in the description and you can download this free resume template. Looks a lot like it does right now. But in this video, we're gonna go over how to take this and make a resume from scratch that is catered specifically to data roles. So we're gonna go through each piece step by step and talk about the importance of each, give examples, and then towards the end of the video, we'll take a actual job description and we'll use AI to tailor our resume specifically to that role. So let's get started here. So we have the template. So you see that we have our name, we have title here. I've just put like data analyst, business analyst. That's the role we want to go for. Then we have our little info section here. So let's fill that out real quick. Pretty easy. So for me, I'll put Phoenix AZ. You know how phone numbers work, you know how emails work. And then a LinkedIn and a portfolio. So we're just going to go ahead and take the link from our LinkedIn and our portfolio here. Take that, hyperlink that in. We're gonna grab our link and throw that in here. Okay, so we have the portfolio, and then we have our summary. So I have here, share 2 to 3 sentences about yourself. You can also put this in bullet point format for high-level highlights. In this video, we're just gonna take the approach of like a summary. So I recommend like saying something interesting about yourself and just kind of using it as an opportunity to briefly and concisely share a little bit about your experience. So I've already written one here that I'm gonna plug in. Former teacher and dean of students, turned data analyst with 6 years of experience in the data field, proficient in A/B testing and experimentation with a strong specialty in Power BI, SQL, and Excel, great communicator and project manager due to my experience in education and operational leadership. So again, keep it interesting. If you want to do a bullet point format and just share like high level pieces of your experience, you could do that too, but it's not meant to be exhaustive. And this is something that you can also tailor to a specific role as well, which we'll go over later in the video. Next, we have a skills section. So I've broken this out into technical and professional skills. And you just want to share generally relevant skills to the types of jobs you're applying for. So you can see here, I have like Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, data modeling, data warehousing, data visualization. We have some professional skills, which are like soft skills. So things like project management, collaboration, requirement gathering, presentation. Those are some good things to include there. And then if you wanted to, you could also have like a systems section. So sometimes companies might care what type of systems that you've used. So this could be things like SAP, ERP, Oracle, NetSuite, Salesforce is a big one. So just stuff like that. Probably not a make or break thing, but something you could potentially add for like that extra bit of experience. And then we have the professional experience section before I move on. And so I want to mention too that the reason we have the skills section up at the top is that it operates as kind of like a checklist for our resume. So if a hiring manager or a recruiter is taking a look at our resume, they're probably going to check for like the skills that they want someone to have for the role before they dig into like the meat of the resume and spend their time with it. So if you can show them up front that you have those skills before digging into the rest of the resume, that's helpful. Also operates as kind of like a keyword section as well to hit the keywords that they're looking for, make it through the ATS, stuff like that. And we put that above the skills section for that reason. It's like that mental checklist. Then we have a professional experience section. This is like the bulk of the resume right here. So pretty straightforward. In this section, title, company, location, start date, end date. And then of course, our achievements and highlights. So a few notes on this. I generally recommend having 3 to 5 bullet points, and for each of those bullet points being 1 to 2 lines. That's because we don't want to be too exhaustive in what we're sharing, and we want to be like as impactful and concise as we can, which on that note, we always want to lead with impact, sharing what we've done that has actually like benefited the company in a way that we can share on our resume. It always helps to share metrics as well. And a structure we're going to use to help us with these bullet points is the Google XYZ resume formula. So that goes accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. And so we're going to go ahead and fill out this section here. So let's say we were a data analyst at Acme Corp in New York. And let's just say we did that from August 2024 to present. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste some bullet points that I already put together ahead of time. So we have a few bullet points here. Let's look at the first one. Improved customer retention, leading with an action word by 15%. So a metric, and I've bolded that metric to make it easier to track by analyzing churn data and identifying key drop-off points in the user journey. So we're saying what we did, the impact that it had, and how we accomplished that thing. And the rest follow a pretty similar format. Developed automated Power BI dashboards, the reduced manual reporting by 20 hours a month, so on and so forth. So again, here we're trying to show impact we've had following that Google XYZ resume formula for the most part. And this looks pretty solid. Like if someone was skimming through this, they'd see those metrics, and hopefully that would be something that would stand out to a prospective employer. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the rest of these sections here. So like business analyst, Zenith Solutions, remote, May 2023 and July 2024. And we'll throw our bullet points in here as well, following a very similar format. So spearheaded the redesign of the internal reporting system, reducing data access time from hours to seconds, conducted stakeholder interviews to define KPIs and measurement strategies across departments, and created Excel-based forecasting models used in quarterly business reviews. And we'll fill out the next one. So we're operations analyst, Bright Path Inc., Chicago, Illinois, June 2022 to 2023, and put those bullet points in again. So you can see for each of these, we're keeping it pretty concise, but we're keeping it very like measurable with all of these. And here we go. So we have a few roles listed here. You could also, if you don't have professional experience as a data analyst, you can just kind of like look at what you did in that role in an analyst capacity or what tools you used and speak to that. You could also make this like a project section where instead of talking about specific roles, you just talk about projects you've created from your portfolio using a very similar format, like same thing, and then just link to the specific project. And you would just put that like above your professional experience section. So moving on from that section is the educations and certification section. And the reason we have this at the bottom is because like me, for example, I have like an English degree, and that's not like super impressive or relevant for a data analytics career. And I talk to a lot of people who come from non-tech backgrounds. So unless you have a degree in computer science or data analytics or a master's, you probably want this at the bottom. If you do have a relevant degree, then I would put it at the top, probably like above the skills section even, or at least above the professional experience section. But if not, we'll keep it at the bottom like this. But it's also a way we could beef up the section is by including professional certifications. And so I don't just mean like course completion certs from completing online courses. Those are great for LinkedIn, not necessarily for your resume, but rather proprietary exam-based certifications. So like here, I have the Microsoft Data Analyst PL300 cert and the Tableau Desktop Specialist cert. I actually have those certifications. I didn't link them here, but I definitely recommend like hyperlinking that. I'm just catching that I didn't do that. But like anything from Microsoft, you know, the Tableau cert, there's others out there too, but something that is like more professionally regarded and harder to get than a course completion badge. Another note here, so typically I would try to keep your resume to 1 page. You could see here that we're bleeding deleting past a page. Unless you're like a professional with a lot of experience, like decades of experience, then you probably want to keep it to one page the best you can. So here we can kind of like look at the resume and see where we can save real estate to keep it to one page. So one thing I'm noticing here is like right here, we're taking a whole line just for the word seconds. So what I'd probably do is like spearheaded the redesign of the internal reporting system, just take out the word internal, and then boom, we're concisely all on one page. Looks pretty good. So I'd say overall, this is like a solid resume. And if you wanted to take this and just use it as a general resume and start applying for roles, that would work. But a way that you could take it further is by tailoring your resume to specific jobs using AI. So let's take a role from LinkedIn. Just gonna hop in here, jobs, and we'll just pick anything that looks good. Senior data analyst, okay? So let's pick this one. It's on site, so we don't like that, but we're gonna go with this senior data analyst position from NewRes LLC. And here's the way we're gonna go ahead and put this together. Okay, so we're gonna tailor our resume for this role. First thing we're gonna look at is the title. So senior data analyst. I would recommend just taking your title and saying senior data analyst and just kind of like mentioning the role that you're going for so that when people open up the resume, they could already see that like just based on that, you might be a good fit. Then we're gonna take our resume, we're gonna go to ChatGPT, take the resume outlined below, and we're just gonna like step by step put our resume together. Create a 2 to 3 line summary based on the job description also below. So resume, got that, and then job description. Now we're gonna copy and paste this and put that there. And let's see what it gives us for the summary. Okay, detail-oriented senior data analyst. Okay, not the greatest summary in the world, feels a little bit general, but it's always like a good starting point. So with anything ChatGPT gives you, you want to monitor it for accuracy and tweak it to be something that like you can really get behind, right? But it's gonna do a lot of the heavy lifting. And so that's just the summary. Let's also do the same with the skills section. Now let's tailor the skills section to the job application in this format. And let's see what it gives us. Okay, awesome. See, this is where it's getting a little bit more helpful. It's given us, you know, like specific skills based on the job application that we're looking at. So we might want to like, you know, to keep it to, again, like one page, we might want to like change these things up. Like you might want to trim this summary down a line. You might want to like, you know, make each of these one line and just like trim it down a little bit. You could also ask ChatGPT to like make it more concise for you. But for now, we're just gonna roll with it. And a lot of times, to be honest, even if your resume is not one page, it's not necessarily gonna like ultimately disqualify you, right? It's like a nice to have when it's one page. And if we spend extra time with this, we can definitely do that. And then we're just gonna take one of these professional experience pieces and do the same. So now, tailor this experience from my resume to the job application. And let's see what bullets it gives us. And again, this especially you want to like monitor for accuracy. You don't want to put things in here that are downright not true. But again, it is a great starting point. Just got to reformat this a bit. And single spacing. Actually, I think it's 1.5 spacing. And then, you know, again, just like bold some of these metrics, 15%, 20 plus hours, 12%, boom. And then I would just do the same with the subsequent roles. So now we have a resume that is a bit more tailored to the specific role we're going for. So anytime you can tailor your resume, even just a little bit to the role you're applying for, it's gonna help you out rather than just having the general resume. It's hard to do that for every job you apply to, but it's kind of like a quality over quantity scenario. So there you go. There is our completed resume. Again, if you want this resume template, check the link in the description and it's yours for free. And the biggest mistake I see people make is not measuring impact. They don't show how they've positively contributed to an organization. That's a big one, and you want to do that here. Your resume needs to tell a story about why you are the right person for that specific job. And if you, for some reason, haven't done it with me live, no problem. Again, all you have to do is take this resume template, fill it up with your unique experience, and hopefully that helps you in landing a new job or getting more opportunities. And if you want the complete system for landing your data job, from portfolio to LinkedIn to interviewing, check out my course in the description below. Otherwise, see my previous video right here, and I'll catch you in the next video.